some basketball. So, at the risk of sounding like an absolute fool, because just 2 days ago I said I wasn't ready to admit I was wrong about the Lakers, last night was such an abomination that I don't even care about being wrong or looking like a fool. Anybody who wants to roast me in the comments, go nuts. I'm done with the Los Angeles Lakers. This team simply...
Jason Timpf, welcome to the party, man. Welcome to the party, Timpf. Oh, man. You know what's crazy, y'all? I just did a video on this dude like a couple of days ago, but I've been doing videos on him for a while now. Man, Jason Timpf, right, is one of those dudes that he knows the game of basketball. You can tell he watches the footage. You know what I'm saying? He's really good at breaking down what he sees, and he played at a collegiate level. Yet he still decides to log on every day, come over here and make videos of him straight capping on LeBron James and lying to the viewer. And before you guys start this whole, get the hater, bro. This has nothing to do with hate, dude. When people criticize LeBron James, I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying channels like mine. When we criticize LeBron James, all we're doing is bringing awareness to a problem that we've seen and that we see going and not getting better. LeBron has so many issues with his game that to most people, he's not even a positive to have on your team. And rightfully so. But it's not coming from a place of hate. I don't hate LeBron James. I don't wish him gone. I don't have issues with him personally. He's still my girl. I don't got no problems with LeBron outside of what I see on the basketball floor. The GOAT debates. The manipulation that he uses by paying off so many people in the media to be Clutch Sports clients to talk nothing but good about LeBron. And it seems like Jason Timpf has been heading that direction because he do have ties with Colin Cowherd. Know what I'm saying? So it's always seemed like he's heading that direction. But when you watch people who criticize, because I just seen a few channels pop up just on my feed today. I'm probably going to do a video on one of them. Who just say we're haters. Or I think Timpf had a video talking about us saying that LeBron's washed or something like that. I don't use hyperbole, bro. I don't use hyperbole. You call it for what it is. LeBron James is not that guy. He'll never be the GOAT. He's not really even close to GOAT status. Yes, he has accolades. Yes, he's playing at what looks like a high level. He has the illusion of playing at a high level for his age. But realistically, when you look at other players who played around his age, he might slightly be better than them offensively. But his all-around game is atrocious. It's ugly to watch. It's ugly to see. And there's no defense being played at all. But what Timpf's about to say in this video is stuff that people have been calling out for years. I've been calling out for months since I started this channel talking about basketball. But people have been calling out for years, bro. Years. And nobody wants to bring awareness to it in the mainstream media. They don't want to act like it exists. They don't want to act like it exists. Like, oh no, there's just nothing wrong with LeBron. It's everyone else's fault. It's Anthony Davis's fault. We need to get rid of D'Lo. Rob Pelinka stinks. Austin Reeves is whack. Vando's hurt. Russell Westbrook. Let's blame Russell Westbrook. It just never ends. And you gotta ask yourself, even if you're a LeBron fan, why is it okay for everybody else to catch shrapnel? It's okay for everybody to get caught with stray bullets. It's okay for it to be Westbrook's fault. It's okay for it to be D'Lo's fault. But the only people that the mainstream media never criticize is LeBron James and Jeannie Buss. Jeannie Buss. I believe that's because she's a woman, and maybe it's to me too. Who knows? I believe it's because she's a woman that they don't want to criticize her. But LeBron, bro, all the greats get criticized or have been criticized. Why can't LeBron? That's how you know there's a lot of the money to lose if you talk about this guy. You gotta always follow the money in life. But you got people like Timpf now talking about he finally see the light. Timpf, the problem with you finally seeing the light is that you done spent years talking straight nonsense, bro. And I remember when you first kind of, or at least when I first started hearing your channel a few years back, I was like, oh yeah, man, this guy knows basketball. Like, he's breaking the stuff down. And then slowly over time, more and more and more, the closer you got to Cowherd, you just started defending, and talking nonsense. To a point where I was like, Tim, you're not making no sense, bro. You literally came out during the playoffs, said LeBron James is to blame. LeBron James lack a defense. LeBron James doesn't play defense. And then immediately, as soon as this man wins the fake MVP he got at the Olympics, you said, there's only two defenders on this team, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That right there, and I knew before then, but that right there was like a big icing on the cake. That you would just come out months later, right, Jason Timpf, and then say LeBron James is one of the defenders on the team, which was so laughable because LeBron James is the worst defender on the team. Didn't even attempt on a nightly basis. And you always have people who say LeBron James has stretches of this or that, or mediocrity, or lack of defense, but he'll always kick it into high gear. Can I ask you guys a question? If you had the best player on your team, right, and he decides to just not play defense, when does that transition into championships? But you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to go ahead and let this play. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to let them talk about it. I'm going to chime in, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on your way into the door.
He does not have the basketball character necessary to compete for an NBA championship. There's an illness within this team that goes too deep to be fixed even by a trade.
Trade. There we go. And that's another thing. And I get this. Let me say this first. In the world of, like, in the business of the NBA, talking about trades, it generates a lot of views, a lot of likes. Now I'm saying the mainstream media does it, and then you think it's actually a real thing that might happen, and that gets, millions of people to tune in because people like trades. But this guy just overdoes it, bro. He's so delusional. Either it's that or he's just delusional to it because he just automatically thinks some random trade to get this team back in high gear. And to me, high gear is winning a championship. The Lakers only have a few selection of picks as it is because they gave us so much to kowtow and bend to LeBron's ways. So if you go trading a pick, right, to bring in who? A mildly better player than what you already have, the only person that benefits is LeBron James. Because he's the only one who benefits in a toxic environment. He's even said it himself. I'm not even saying from what I see. LeBron has said it. He thrives off of more of a toxic environment, more of a chaotic environment. That's what he said. Who the hell else does that though? What other NBA player likes it toxic in the house? NBA great, I should say. That's ridiculous. You can't build championship teams off of that on a consistent basis. No wonder this man's 4-6. Don't nobody else thrive under that bull S but you. Come on, bro. So all these trades and all these, all-star break come, we got to trade here. Let's trade all our picks, right? We know one thing for sure. LeBron James is 40 years old this month. So he's not going to be here. Honestly, he should retire at the end of this season. But even if he decides not to, which we hope he does, he's not here for long. So that pick 2 years down the line and then the other pick in 2028 and 2030 and all of that, bro, he don't got to live with none of that shit. He don't. He does not have to worry. That's for Jeannie Buss and the Lakers to worry about. But I'm gonna tell you guys who watch the Lakers in 2028, if this team gets rid of, like, let's say Anthony Davis, and it don't even matter. They don't make the playoffs and they want to be in the 13th seed in the East. I mean, the West. And then the next Cooper Flag or the next Victor Wembanyama pops up and is available for grabs, and only to find out that the Lakers pick is going to the Hawks or to the Cavs because we traded for Trae Young. What are you gonna say then? Because let's keep it real. Even if they traded for Trae Young, you ain't winning a championship with that dude. You know why? Because he don't play no defense. As great as he can be offensively, he's 6 foot even. He's short for an NBA player. He ain't gonna play no defense. What does that mean? That means now you got 2 players that ain't got play defense. One who doesn't even attempt in the LeBron James, and one who can't play. That doesn't win championships. When's the last time an all-offensive team just won the chip? You ever heard the old saying? Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. They wasn't just making it up. And the rules ain't changed that much in the league. I'll tell you that much. So when you hear stuff like this, it's nonsense. Why trade 2, 3, 4, 5 picks? Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura. You got your whole franchise, right, to match salaries. And then it's for who? A guy who wouldn't even take a pay cut? That's a whole nother subject for another day. But all I'm going to say is a lot of the people who say they want to win, especially in this league, ain't willing to take a pay cut to do it. Therefore, that's why they never win championships.
Or a team meeting or any sort of potential remedy. I think this team is broken. We're not going to talk about X's and O's.
Wonder what made you figure that out.
I just shelved that for a bit, and let's focus on this concept of basketball character. I generally have a lot of grace for teams that go through bad stretches in the regular season. The 82-game season is super long, and you can grab just about any team in the league and you can find a game or two where they look so bad that if you just watched that game, you can't even imagine that team being good. You can do that with just about everybody. I pay more attention to big picture trends, right? So, like, are your bad stretches few and far between? Do you identify them? Do you rectify them? Do you snap out of it? That's why I look at like defensive rating in the big picture as like more of an indicator of just how dedicated you are on a night in, night out basis at playing hard, right? Are you generally reliable when we zoom out from the season? I'm going to be more forgiving of a bad stretch.
And you know what's funny, man? I just find it ironic that you have people out here like Timpf, right? Who sit here and they sit here and say LeBron James will play 30, 40 games. He'll have 30 to 40 games in a season where he doesn't play defense. And then I just sit here and I'm going, oh, or he'll mail it in, he'll half-ass, and then he'll kick it into gear. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, and so why is that okay with you? At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say Timpf is a journalist. But he sure is one of those guys who's on his way to being in the mainstream media's eyes. So I just be asking myself, why are you guys so okay with lying to the American people? Why are you guys so okay with defending one person? Do I say you need to lambaste him? Do you need to sit here and criticize him on a daily basis? I mean, if he performs that way, I would call him out for it. Maybe it'll get him to switch it up. That's how they used to do it back in the day. That's how they do it for most people even now. Like, they don't talk about Kevin Durant really in a favorable light half the time, especially when it's compared to LeBron. They really wasn't doing the same, and they still don't do the same for Kawhi Leonard. Know what I'm saying? You guys constantly, and I mean constantly, throw shade at all these other players. But when it's LeBron James, there's no shade to be found. We're all out of shade to throw. We're just all out. We ran out today. We'll have to come back next week when the new shipment comes in. And I just find that ridiculous. But also, if you're just watching basketball, let me put y'all in on some real game, and I need y'all to listen real close. There's never, ever, ever been a team whose best player just didn't play the best of his ability for 40 games, which keep in mind, that's half of a season. There's never been a team whose best player just mailed it in for 40 games and then they came out, turned around, and won a championship that season. It's never happened. Never. So people ask, why do you call stuff like this out? Why, you're just a hater. No, I only care about one thing. Championships. It's championship or bust. I understand that to LeBron James fans, they're not that interested in winning championships. I get it. You don't care as long as you defend your father/queen, right? And as long as he puts up stats that says he's good, even though he's not, everything else be damned. I get it. I understand because I hear y'all talk. You guys don't have an interest in really winning. The only thing that a winning can do is sit there and let you glorify LeBron and say, see, I told you he was great. Which is a shame. But for me, I actually grew up supporting, my favorite team was the Lakers. So I don't care about really much else. It's championship or bust. Are you holding up that Larry O'Brien trophy or not at the end of the season? And no, it's not delusional because at the end of the day, we're the Lakers. You got like 17 of them, bruh. So it don't really matter what y'all talking about if it's not about a championship. That's the mentality. So when people say he mailed it in, I automatically know you're not going to win the championship. Why? Because no one's ever won a championship doing that. Not even LeBron. The years he won a championship, what, 2012? In 2013, he was the almost defensive player of the year. 2014, still pretty good. 2016, I think he had a bad month. I think it was like a bad January or a bad December. But it wasn't nothing grave. This dude even says that in 2020, he played performing well, which he did try hard a year. So every other year, and most of the years that I see, LeBron James was half-assing, half-stepping, BSing. And it never transitioned into a chip, bro. Not even as much as he stacks the damn deck, it hasn't. But it just seems like you guys don't care. Like you just don't care about winning, about championship. It just doesn't matter. Do I look at this team and go, oh, they can win a chip? No, but I do look at them and say they're a top 3 to 4 talented team in the league. They're up there. The only team I could really see winning is the Celtics. They're just too loaded. But unless you do something drastic, bring in another star under the same cap, or make a trade for trade D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, right, and LeBron James, and you get Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis out of it. Unless you do something that grave, it's really not much more to be done, except get this guy off the team. And I said this before. The real reason why the Lakers fans were mad about LeBron James had nothing to do with nepotism. Nobody cares about nepotism. Nepotism doesn't matter. The biggest issue that people have and Laker fans had with Bronny James being signed is the fact that they believed that the Lakers were going to get rid of LeBron this offseason. When the summer came, most Laker fans were prepared to move on. The ones that I gauged out, they were happy. Well, we tried. It's been 6 seasons. It didn't work out. The first season Bron came here, he couldn't even make the playoffs. We didn't even make the playoffs in the 2022 season. It was a horrendous effort. So let's cut ties, keep Darvin Ham, cut ties, and figure out how to move on from Bron. Instead, Jeannie Buss doubled down on stupid. She not only re-signed LeBron, she gave him the contract he wanted. She signed his son, gave him a big deal for a 55 pick. He's getting paid more than Dog Connective, I believe. I could be wrong. And then, not only that, signed J.J. Redick and fired Darvin Ham. And they got identical records right now. Redick and Ham. So it's like, You guys doubled down on keeping something that was broken. Broken. And if it took you 7 seasons to realize LeBron James wasn't going to be bringing another championship or basically any real championship to LA, then I'm sorry to say you just don't know basketball. And Jason Tatum said something real quick that I want you guys to keep in mind. This dude said when they won that championship, a lot of people were throwing shade and putting asterisks on the championship. And this I believe to be true. He said they were throwing shade on the championship because basically everybody that played in the East was hurt and whack. Right? But he said, what are we going to do to prove that wrong? Win it again next year. No truer words have been spoken. Because there have been plenty of times in the NBA where a team wins a fugazi-ass championship. Just like the Kobe and Shaq Lakers did in 2000. When I believe they played, was it the Pacers or the Nets at first? I think it was the Pacers. I don't know. It was some whack-ass team that just really couldn't compete with them because all three of those teams really couldn't compete. But why don't people ever heavily criticize and say, oh, the Lakers, Kobe's first, 3 rings was against garbage? Because at the end of the day, they proved it wrong by winning another one. When we criticize that bubble ring, right, and everybody says that bubble ring was trash, it's because it was. There's never been a ring one under those standards. That's what you call an anomaly. Basically, they got 4 months off between the season. So basically, it was just an in-season tournament. Like the one that we saw last year. And most of the players, most of the superstars didn't even want to be there. They were stuck in Disney World on a resort. And then while that was going on, the whole Black Lives Matter, the presidential debate was going on, and then everybody was marching for George Floyd, and then Jacob Blake wound up getting shot by the police and all the players wanted to sit there and march for police brutality. But anyway, they wanted to march for police brutality. So they didn't want to be there, and many of them have come out since then saying they didn't want to be there. I dare not say it, but I'm pretty sure most teams purposely threw their matchups so that they can go home. I'm gonna just say it like that. So anyway, it was a weak ass ring, but you know what could have saved it? If the Lakers would have turned around the next season and won another one. If the Lakers would have won another one the season after, kept Dwight Howard like they should have, and the rest of those players, then nobody would be talking about how weak that bubble ring was. They would be talking about how LeBron James has 5 championships. But every single championship LeBron has, fugazi shit has happened. Ray Allen saving his butt. Lockout season the first year against the Thunder. Him and Brian Wedgley petitioning to get Draymond Green suspended in 2016. And then some in-season bubble ring? Bro, can you just win a championship under normal grounds? Even just one. Before you start calling yourself better than Jordan. And calling yourself the GOAT. And a lot of people don't realize that, man. Look, I talk too much, man. I couldn't even really get into this video. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. But I just wanted to bring this up because Jason Timpf is somebody that I criticize a lot. And the reason why I criticize him is because it's like, I know he's close to Colin Cowherd. Clearly. We know he's close to Colin Cowherd, right? Allegedly speaking, I would say he has some type of ties with Clutch Sports because of his closeness with Colin Cowherd. And then just the nonsensical biasness that he has for LeBron James. And it's mainly just LeBron James. He never has any issues criticizing D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reeves. I'll never hear him be like, oh, I don't want to say this, but Rui Hachimura needs to step up. It's only LeBron. It's only LeBron that you have an issue criticizing, bro. I honestly kind of wish he was watching this video. because what I'm saying is the truth. Sometimes you go to his comment section, they saying the same thing. But it's not hate. Nobody has a hate for LeBron. Well, I don't want to say nobody. A lot of y'all do, but I don't hate LeBron. I don't have a personal hate for anybody. I can't give you that much emotions to my life. Just to be honest with you. And I'm not a fan of no man. I tell people all the time, Kobe Bryant was my favorite basketball player. I don't say I was a Kobe Bryant fan. I say he was my favorite. I enjoyed watching him the most. I believe Jordan was the GOAT, but I enjoyed watching Kobe the most. So I'm not sitting here, but he just doesn't have the resume to call himself the GOAT, in my opinion. But I'm not sitting here in a fan of anybody. Because I've been watching videos lately on YouTube, and some of y'all need some help, bro. Y'all really just be sitting there riding for a man that y'all don't even know. I ride for bruh. On the weenie wagon, for sure. Like, get off my boy's nuts, bro. Get off the wagon. It's okay to like and have respect for somebody's career, but you guys worship these people to the point where it's just kind of sickening sometimes. It turns my stomach. But anyway, Timpf is just one of those dudes who he likes to talk about basketball. You know he knows what he's talking. So when I see people who purposely deflect or lie, you have to get on them until they expose themselves, which is what Jason Timpf just did right now. He exposed himself for being all cap. He's tired of defending it. The Lakers are what they are. They are what we've been saying they've been for years. He just said for the last 4 seasons. It's actually been longer than that. They've been like this. Like, comment, subscribe, man. I appreciate you guys watching these videos, man. Got some more content coming your way, man. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel. And, keep the love going, man. And let me see what y'all saying in the comment section. Do y'all agree with what I'm saying, man? Do you guys agree with what I'm saying? And if you do watch Hoops tonight, are you guys excited? Or do you just not care about what Timpf has to say here with him basically being done with the Lakers? Something that most people, even including supporters and fans of the Lakers, have been done with. And you can kind of tell a true Laker supporter because a lot of them, the ones who really watch games, are able to see firsthand when somebody's not, or when a team is not championship material. We saw this years ago. It's just barely being talked about. I don't know why the mainstream media wanted to choose this season to talk about it. I have no clue why, but they just want to talk about it now. But this shit's been going on for years. Anyway, man, I'm up out of here. Peace.